Aye.
Hello, we are in Sallisaw, Oklahoma, which is about 25 miles west of Fort Smith, Arkansas. And oh, there's Nancy. I didn't leave her behind. She's here. So we've got bugs flying all on us. But anyhow, I wanted to tell you, tonight we went to a restaurant to eat. And while I was eating, I heard a young man come in, and he was asking for a job application. There's a mosquito right there. Asking for a job application. And he said he was homeless. And the lady was like, well, I'll give you an application. You can't stay in the restaurant and fill it out. You'd have to go outside. It was hot today, and the humidity was very high. So I went over to the guy and said, listen, if I buy you a burger, will you be willing to sit down and fill out the application? I said, it's too hot for you to be outside. He's like, yes, I'll do that. Thank you so much. So I went over and bought him a burger. He sat down and was grateful for it. And we just sort of talked back and forth a little bit, found out he's a Cherokee Indian. And got talking with him, and he was sort of telling us a little bit about his life, how that he was depressed and how that his family, he hadn't seen his family in a while, and he was living in basically a field out back of the restaurant. And I got talking with him, and I asked him if he knew, if he was saved, if he knew Jesus. And he said no. He said, but he knew his grandmother was in heaven, and he wanted to see her someday. And we got talking a little bit more, and Nancy got talking too with him. And I asked him, I said, listen, would you like me to pray with you and to say, and I explained to him what the sinner's prayer was. And he's like, yes. So right there in that restaurant, we held hands and we prayed the sinner's prayer. And you could tell so many times he was so ready to cry, so many times. But we prayed the sinner's prayer. He gave his heart to God. We got him in touch. We got him a phone number and an address for a place that can supply some clothes. Gave him a Bible, gave him my card, and it was just a wonderful, wonderful feeling. I told Nancy, I said, you know what, maybe this was the reason we were delayed leaving, because if we would have left early, we would have missed this opportunity to meet him and to lead him to the Lord. Remember Ben, who's a Cherokee Indian, remember him in prayer. Nancy, you have anything you want to add?
He was so receptive, and he said he's been going through some hard times, depressed and stuff, and I said, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. So I'm just glad he was very receptive to us talking and praying with him.
Yes. So anyhow, that's one on this trip, and may God bring many, many more.